I'm now able to watch advanced videos. I'm now able to watch intermediate videos. Like, hola, soy AJ. Hey guys, my name is AJ, and I am back with another Dreaming Spanish update with you guys. And this one is going to be super important because it is officially 1 year, 365 days since I started Dreaming Spanish. Now, today is February 20th, and 1 year ago, on February 20th, I did Dreaming Spanish for the first time, and I got 24 minutes. And today, I'm at a point that I never thought I would get to, especially within a year. I am currently at 512 hours of consumed 514 hours of consumed content. And just yesterday, I did my highest day ever with 175 minutes, just 5 minutes less than 3 hours in one day, which is insane to me, but I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. Now, I'm gonna put up timestamps and I'm gonna show you guys kind of like when I'm gonna start talking about my journey from 400 to 500 hours. But right now, I just want to give a little thanks to Dreaming Spanish. I just want to say thank you because I never thought that I was going to be one of those people that were going to be able to learn another language. I've tried like a few times and I failed. I just assumed that I was one of those people whose brain didn't work that way. I was like a lot of you guys. I just thought that your brain had to be wired differently in order to learn a language, because most people, unless you learned it from when you were a kid, because most people that learned a language when they were older ended up learning 2, 3, 4. So in my head, I just assumed that, people that learned a language, that learn languages are just different, than people like me. But as a lot of you guys are seeing, and as I'm seeing now, that is not the case. And it's crazy that I'm even saying this. A year ago, I never thought I would be saying this. But I plan on learning 2 more languages after Spanish. I plan on being one of those people that know 4 languages, which is absolutely insane that that's even a thought in my head. And this is all thanks to Dreaming Spanish. So right now I'm learning Spanish. I started doing Dreaming Spanish when I was 20. I'm 21 now. And I really, really, really want to get my Spanish down. So I plan on doing that for the next few years. I'm not trying to plan out my whole life, but these are just rough estimates. I want to do Spanish for a good while, and I want to be able to take a few trips to a Spanish speaking country to, be able to test it out maybe once every year for a few years. And then after that, I want to learn Italian. And as you guys might have seen Pablo's video about him learning Italian and other people going from Spanish to Italian, but it's supposed to be very, very similar. So I'll already start off at a level of high beginner or low intermediate, and I'll be able to listen to podcasts and, consume content at a higher level, and I'll be able to increase my level faster than when I originally started with Spanish. And then after Italian, I want to learn Brazilian Portuguese because, again, it is somewhat similar. It is another Romance language, and it's finally going to unlock the rest of South America for me. So I'll know Spanish to go to most countries, and then I'll know Brazilian Portuguese to go to the biggest country. And then also, I don't know about other places, but here in Florida, there just happens to be somewhat of a large Brazilian population. So that'll be good too. And Dreaming Spanish is helping me in ways outside of just learning another language. Like, for example, I have never been this consistent with anything, ever. Doing it, waking up every single day, regardless of if you're tired, if you're super busy, if you're not busy, if, you just did work for the past 3 weeks and all you want to do is just relax, you still get up and you still do the Spanish. Now, obviously, I didn't do Spanish every single day. There were days that I did miss. I missed at least a few days every month. Especially in the earlier and intermediate stages. But still, just the thought of getting up and trying with the intent of, okay, I'm gonna do this thing to better myself every single day. I don't know. I feel like it's made me feel more patient. It's also caused me to be more responsible when it comes to my chores, because I used to hate doing the dishes, folding clothes, because it's something that wastes your time. You're not really doing anything else. But now I look at it as those are opportunities for me to get my Spanish in. When I'm doing dishes, I can get my Spanish. When I'm folding my clothes, I can get my Spanish. When I clean my room every day, when I take a shower, well, I'm not acting like taking a shower was a chore, but you know, whenever I'm doing all these other things. So now I clean my room every day. Now I'm on top of the dishes. Now I'm on top of, you know, my laundry. Now, even every weekend, cause I live in an apartment with 4 other people. Now I'll just, on Saturdays or on a Sunday, I'll just get up, and so I can get my Spanish in, I'll just go sweep the apartment. Like, that's something that I never would have done. Like, I don't know, like a year ago, I wouldn't have just gotten up on a Saturday morning and swept the apartment just cause, or swept the common area in the kitchen just cause. Like, but now I want to get to where I left off. Okay, so leaving off, I left off at about 420 hours. That was, I think I made that video on January 6th. Now it is February 20th. And I'm at 514 hours. Yep, starting from 420 hours, that was just the beginning of school. So I just went to school. I probably watched Dreaming Spanish, did my kind of like just a normal day. I tried to get my 2 hours of Spanish in. I was still reading like once or twice a week, and you know, things were going pretty good. And then that second week of school, which is I think started January 13th, that's when I started my internship. So from that day, every single day, I needed to be up at 9 a.m. Tuesdays, Thursdays, one of my classes started at 9 a.m. And then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, my internship started at 9 a.m. So I was always getting up. So for my internship, I'd be getting up and I'd be driving 20, 30 minutes to the internship and 20, 30 minutes back. So that's how I'm getting 45 minutes to an hour a day just from a podcast. And then I would do the same thing when I would go to school. I would get up, podcast on the way to school, podcast on the way back. I'd get like 25, 30, maybe 35 minutes from that. And then around that same week, around January 15th, I decided to try something new. I realized that the past few days, I wasn't watching any Dreaming Spanish. I would just get all of my input from listening and from watching Spanish Boost Gaming. Because I think I was watching Stardew Valley series at the time. And I decided to, you know what? For a little while, I'm just not going to get any input from Dreaming Spanish. I'm just going to try to get all of my input from somewhere else. And this is January 15th, so I'm at roughly 440 hours at this point. So I also decided, you know what? Let me see if I can find a show that I could watch that I've already watched before. One of them being That 70s Show. That 70s Show I watched like 5 times when I was in high school. So I started it in Spanish, and I was able to watch like an episode. And even though they were talking faster and probably at a pace that was too high for me, I already knew what they were going to say. So the video watching the show became a lot easier. And it was comprehensible to me, and it was fun because this is something that this is a show that I actually enjoy watching. And at first, what I would do is I would put on English subtitles. Now, I would try not to look at the English subtitles, but if there was a time where I was completely lost, I could look down real quick, read the English, understand the context, and then look back up. I was trying not to read the English subtitles, but if I was ever completely lost and I felt like I needed like a little bit of context, I would read the English subtitles. But now I stopped. Now I don't put any English subtitles on it. But yeah, I was getting all of my input through that. I'd wake up, either go to my class or go to my internship and get Spanish through podcast there. I'd come back here, clean up my room, get a little bit of Spanish input from there. Then I would either watch a Spanish Boost Gaming video, or I'd watch some That 70s Show. And with that, I really easily was able to rack up 2 hours or something close to 2 hours. And I'll pop up on the screen right here that these past few weeks, I have been going crazy when it comes to the amount of input I've been getting every single day. Like, I don't know, it felt like 2 weeks ago or 2.5 weeks ago, something just like clicked and unlocked, and all of a sudden, this is probably the most consistent I've ever been. Even when it comes to just hitting my goal. Or maybe not ever been there, but this is definitely the most consistent I've been in the past, I would say 3-4 months for sure. And I'll even put it up here on the screen. Like I'll show what I was doing last month, and I'll show what I was doing this month. And the difference is crazy. Or I'll show you guys what I was doing in December, and I'll show you guys what I was doing this month. And the difference is insane. Like, I'm way more consistent and I'm getting in way more hours. And then at 462 hours, I tried doing crosstalk with ChatGPT. I just wanted to try something new, you know, because I was trying new shows, new YouTubers, new ways of input. So I wanted to try a crosstalk with ChatGPT. And I mean, it wasn't bad. I tried doing like the advanced voice feature that only lasts for like 10 minutes. And then I just did the normal one. But to be honest, the normal one, those conversations were actually better than the advanced voice feature. Or like, I could tell that like, yeah, those conversations were better than the advanced voice feature. But the advanced voice, obviously the voice was just a little bit better. But yeah, I would do that for like roughly like 30 minutes. And I did that for like a week. I mean, it was cool. Towards the end of it, I was kind of like, because it still is somewhat of a robotic voice, and it does make errors. Like, I would say once every 2 sentences, it probably is going to make an error. So I decided just to stop it for now, and because all I wanted to do was just to test and see if I could do a crosstalk. That's really what it was. Is that I've never done a crosstalk before, so I just wanted to see if I could listen to Spanish and respond to it in a quick manner. You know what I mean? Listen to it, understand it, and then respond quickly. I feel like that's also a skill that I'm going to need to develop whenever it comes to speaking, is being able to listen, quickly internalize information, and respond. So I wanted to practice that with crosstalk, and I did that for about a week. I proved to myself that I could do it. What I would do is I would say, hey, ChatGPT, I want to do a crosstalk where you speak in Spanish and I speak in English, and you speak at an intermediate Spanish level as somebody from Latin America. Let's have a conversation. And then if I couldn't think of a topic, I would just ask it, can you pick a topic? A lot of the times it'll pick the same topic that it picked like the day before. So you ask it for another one. Or you look up a list of random topics and you just pick from one and you just start a conversation about it. And at this time, I'm still not doing any Dreaming Spanish. When I left off, whenever I left off Dreaming Spanish, I think I was still watching like low level 50 videos, level 52, 3, 4, probably some level 56s as well. Just thrown in there. And at roughly 40 hours later, at 480 hours, I decided, you know what? Because I think at that point it had been roughly like 20 days. So I decided, you know what? Let me go on ahead and watch another Dreaming Spanish video again. Let me just see what it's like. And oh my goodness, I was watching like the same level videos that I would normally watch, like level 52, 50, or level 51, maybe 49, 52. And these videos were unbearably slow, at least when I was watching them at first. Oh, I also want to say that every day I started listening to Español con Juan. I'm finally at a point now where his podcasts are really comprehensible to me. So that's what I was listening whenever I started my internship. So back at 440 hours, whenever I said I was stopping Dreaming Spanish, that's roughly around the time where I started listening to Español con Juan again, and that's been my main podcast since. But yeah, like these intermediate videos, and then after watching those videos, I was like, dude, these are really easy. Let me go up and try to see what I can watch. And I went up and I watched a level 57 video. Still comprehensible. I went up, watched a level 60 video, still comprehensible. And I'm like, okay. I went up, watched a level 65 video, still comprehensible. I switched it to advanced. And I watched a level 60, 62 advanced video, and these videos are still comprehensible to me, which I think most of it was definitely the speed thing, meaning that like I was used to the speed that they were talking at. Because Español con Juan in his podcast, he talks roughly fast. I'm watching That 70s Show, and they're obviously speaking at a native pace, which is pretty fast. And then the only other place that I'm getting my input in is from Spanish Boost Gaming, which is like maybe 20 to 40 minutes a day. So at least 2/3 of my input was coming from faster content than Dreaming Spanish. So I was so used to that, to whenever I came back, I'm now able to watch advanced videos. I'm now able to watch intermediate videos. Like, are all intermediate videos. Like now, I used to be one of those people that would sort everything by easy and watch it as I go. And I realized I can't do that anymore because the videos, I don't know, some of the videos are just too easy and I get too focused on the fact that the video is too easy and I'm like, I gotta change the video. So now I just watch videos in random. And I feel like that's way better for me because now I'm able to pick the videos that I enjoy instead of just watching the ones that are in order. And I can pick any video that I can pick any video that looks good and I know that I'm gonna be able to understand it, which is a huge like jump for me. I feel like you guys should try it. If you're at 450 hours roughly, try to go these last 50 hours without watching any Dreaming Spanish. Try to get all of your input from podcast or from TV. Try watching native media of a show that you've watched before. And just notice how big of a jump in comprehension you're gonna make. But yeah, so I started watching Dreaming Spanish videos again because they felt more interesting because I wasn't just stuck to, level 52 to level 54 and I was able to watch literally any video without worry of comprehension. I was able to watch way more videos and now I watch Dreaming Spanish more now than I did whenever, at 440 or 420 hours because I just like it more. I'm watching more videos that I enjoy. And then finally at 502 hours, which is about a week ago, I tried watching Avatar again. Now I told you guys that I watched Avatar roughly 400 hours and now I'm watching it again at 500 hours. And I think that me listening to Espanol con Juan's podcast and watching that 70s show and getting used to that higher speed is really helping me because now whenever I watch Avatar, to be honest, it doesn't feel hard. Like watching Avatar doesn't feel hard to watch. It's just the fact that they're using some vocabulary that I don't know yet, but I'm able to watch Avatar. I'm able to laugh at it. I'm also at a point right now where I'm transitioning back to the old way of how I used to watch videos. Meaning that if you watched my last video, you heard me talk about the transition from 300 to 400 hours. Or I told you guys that I had to go back and start watching beginner videos because they were just more interesting. There's more stuff happening on the screen. They were doing more edits. And then I realized when watching intermediate videos, and you guys are probably noticing this right now if you guys are in, watching intermediate videos, is that most of them is just somebody sitting down, looking at a screen and talking. Now, this caused me to focus way more on their words than to focus on the video because it's kind of hard to focus on the video when there's not really anything else happening in the video. When I was watching beginner videos, there were a lot more edits, a lot more other stuff, but now not so much. It's just people, just talking. So I started focusing on the words a lot more. And now that I'm watching Avatar and there's a lot of stuff, obviously it's a cartoon, so there's a lot of stuff happening on screen. I'm able to just sit back and relax and not have to focus so much on the words and just focus on watching it and understanding what's happening using the visual cues as well, because that's how I feel like I learn the best with beginner videos. And with that, I'm able to watch Avatar, I would say, in a way that's more enjoyable than when I would watch intermediate videos. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm currently at 514 hours. I also bought a VPN. I got Surfshark VPN so that I could change my location because that's how I'm watching Avatar. I'm watching that 70s show and that's on Peacock. And I got Surfshark for like $2.71 a month for like 15 months. So it's, it's really nothing. So I recommend that. The cool part about that is that if you have like an Amazon Fire Stick, you can put it on your TV so that I'm actually able to put my VPN on my TV so that I could, watch Netflix on my TV or not just on my laptop or on my phone. I would say that these past 100 hours have been crazy. I'm more consistent than I've ever been before. I'm getting more hours in than I've ever been before. I'm exposed to new content. I also went through a second phase where I looked up more YouTubers. Right now, I'll put up on the screen all the YouTubers that I can watch that are like roughly comprehensible to me. And then the only podcast that I'm listening to literally is Espanol con Juan. And then I'll add in like maybe a Que Pasa podcast on the weekends. I started listening to that last weekend. But But yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Hey, also, one more thing before I end the video. I do want to be making more videos for you guys. So if there is any questions that you want me to answer, if you'd like me to do a Q&A or any kind of video, if you have any ideas, leave them below in the comments, because you know, I am making a video now like once every, I don't know, like month and a half, but I would like to make one maybe once every, you know, few weeks or something like that. So if you have any ideas, leave them below in the comments. See you guys.